Like, hey guys, it's Gabe Scarpelli, EVO Sports, and today we're going to introduce a whole new concept of talking about what we do behind the scenes, going through all of the intricate details of what makes these shows great, a little bit about us, my team, and going through things that I think would be um, just informative. Like, we work really hard on these shows. It's 8 months for 8 hours of event, and we just want to kind of show you the behind the scenes.
Yeah, I mean, I just recently got started helping you guys out, finding out about what it is that you guys do, and I'm excited to be a part here. My name is Andrew. For those of you that don't know me, Andrew Rivera, and I wanted to take this opportunity to really just help Gabe document the process, do essentially what you've been doing, and let other people know about it. Right? Like you've been in this community for how long?
This will be our 14th year doing this.
14th year doing it. And when you first got started, like what got you into it? Like, tell me, what did that look like?
Purely by accident. We had opened a new gym in San Diego called World Gym, and we were looking for ways to really market and separate ourselves from every other gym that was down there. So we had just opened up, and we had addition of the MMA portion of our business and jujitsu. So we were looking for a way where we could kind of integrate into the community, give something back, but also just introduce ourselves and also meet people. I mean, it was just something we wanted to have fun with. So we ended up producing a jujitsu tournament as our first event.
So this was here in Santa Clara when you did this was out of the World's Gym?
Yeah, down in San Diego.
Okay,
That's back in 2010, and yeah, it was a wild ride. We had to figure out everything. I found out real quick. There is no guidebook for promotion, and it is a guesstimation across the board.
how did that show go? The first one that you did.
So it actually went great, and it was inspiring that people actually it resonated with enough people where we had about 100 competitors. We had to find the mats, we had to find all the stuff we didn't know. So there was a lot of unknowns that we got a chance to go find answers for. We found some good mentorship. One of the guys is still in business and doing great. His name is Corey Cass. He does Grappling X, still all statewide, and I think he's even out of state now. So it wasn't just the athletes that came or the coaches. It was also other promoters and people that, helped us along the path to get this first one on the books.
Mm. So you were running the World's Gym, and you wanted to kind of build out the community. What got you? Let's go back a little bit more. What got you in the World's Gym? Like how long have you been kind of in the fitness space? I'm sure at some point you didn't just decide I want to do this event. Like what led you to that?
So I've been blessed. I kind of knew what I wanted to do as a younger man. My first job at 15 was in a gym. It was called Royal Courts down here in Saratoga. I grew up in the Bay Area, so it was hometown. And my dad signed us up for a gym membership, me, my mom, my sister, and him. And within like 3 months, I fell in love with that vibe. I walked in there, was working out, got to see people, meet people. They were super helpful. I just knew I wanted to be a part of it. I actually applied, a little bit after getting the membership and took my first job working the front desk and found fitness was something I really liked.
So you just were always bring the mic a little closer.
Sure.
Um, and what age was that again that you kind of were in the gym and you were just in the gym all the time and kind of just worked your way up?
15 years old. 14 is when it kind of started. 15, we had a gym membership and I was in there 2 to 3 hours a day, 5 days a week. And then I convinced some friends to tell their parents to sign them up for membership. So I ended up bringing the boys together and we would be in there just pumping weights, reading magazines and books, trying to figure it out. And
Yeah.
there was cooler older kids. They were like 10, 15 years our senior, and they helped us kind of find some paths.
Did you work as a trainer while you were at the gym?
No, front desk only.
Wow.
Just said, hello, how are you? I worked for that company for about 4 years
Uh-huh.
and moved my way into training, moved my way into some, assistant management position.
Oh, okay. Oh, interesting. Okay, so you just like being a part of the operations of the gym, the culture, the people, right? Just
Yeah.
kind of talking to people, hanging out between the clients, the trainers, to just everyone that's just showing up. That's awesome, man. Okay. So at what point did you? I mean, as far as I've known you, and hearing about what it is that you do now, and I love to share for you to share more about that. Like, it seems like you're really involved in the community, and it's clear, like with you running these events, the people that you talk to from all these different sports and within the expo. Tell me about that. Like, when did you start getting more involved within the community? Like, did you do volunteer work growing up? Did you? were you just a part of the gym and the opportunities just presented themselves in front of you? Or did you go seek that out? Like, what's your community involvement? Like, how did that start?
Essentially, being in front of the gym, being at the front desk, meeting all these different kinds of people. I met CEOs, garbage men. I met, housewives. I met racquetball players because it was a racquetball gym. But it was just really fun. So through that, we used to host these racquetball tournaments
Mm.
at the gym, and we would have to find food, we'd have to find staff, and we would see about 40 or 50 people come out. And I realized that it's not just fitness. Like there was this whole other community aspect to it. People were coming in for 2 days and having a blast. And I was growing up doing sports, so it really resonated. I saw this older group of people doing sports in a different way. I was 4 sport athlete in high school, and it literally was like, okay, it doesn't have to stop when you're out of college. Like these people really get after it. So it kind of led me to volunteer for different events, and that's when I found bodybuilding.
Mm. Tell me about that. What age did you kind of get? I mean, everyone. I feel like every young man that gets into training, right? The body part splits. They bodybuilding makes their way into their lives. Like, when did that kind of start for you? And then, would you say you got into bodybuilding? Like, what was that journey like for you?
So after working at World Courts for about 4 years, I knew that bodybuilding and fitness at a different level had to happen. I was graduating high school. I was working out every day. I had some really good friends who competed. And at that time, Gold's Gym in the Bay Area, which is still here, I think it's in 45th year, was there. And I said, this is the place to go. If I'm going to take this to the next phase and I want to, continue to work out, but I wanted to elevate, I needed to go there. So I got a guest pass. And within my 7 days, I already knew this is my new home. I gave my notice at Royal Courts and I had applied at Gold's the following week. And I got a job and got hired there.
Nice. Where's the Gold's? Is that the one in Gilroy?
No, it was Gold's in Santa Clara off the 101.
Oh, okay.
Jay and Scott. I still have like the the address, and it's still there to this day, which is really great.
Man, so okay, let's go back to talking about the expo, right? Because that's really where I can tell a lot of your passion is as far as I've known you and even what you have here at the gym. For those of you guys that don't know, check out the social media. That's a good way to see like what does the gym look like. It's not just like any other gym. I've been in the fitness space for a while, from physical therapy to content production to just gym spaces. And there's something special about this gym is there's a big community of just people that are interested in health and fitness. And what I mean by that is it's not just a regular gym with a weight sets and weight training room. There's a gymnastics area, there's a judo area,
So
there's in the back there's something for
we have loop kicks, martial arts. We have dryland diving with Santa Clara divers. I mean, fast forward, and we have kids now. I have an awesome son. He's 9 years old, super active. I have a daughter who's 13, about to be 14, super active. And being in the gym business, I never felt like there was a place where the families could all fit into one box. So we came up with this concept in 2019 to basically have a multifunctional facility that would allow for families to work out. So the kids are doing gymnastics or judo or loop kicks or any of these other modalities, and the parents have the fitness side, their CrossFit, and they have these different things. So everyone shows up at one place instead of not having the time.
yeah.
And then when they get done with their workout, the kids aren't in the kids club crawling around and drawing and not doing anything, but they're coming into this with intention. And we just send them home and they're exhausted, happy, and they both got fulfillment out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. I could tell. I do some personal training here too. And some of the clients I have, they have that same experience. They're either doing the judo or they're something with the gymnastics. And it's great because they all come together as a family.
Yep.
Husband, wife, kids, they're all involved talking about what their journey's like, competitions. It's awesome. So 2019, let's go, kind of fast forwarding a little bit. With 2019, what a great time to get into building gym space, right? Getting into what's coming next. But before then, what were you doing? Is this when you were running the Worlds?
So
Or
I left,
you were going
yeah, I left World Gym. I sold my shares to move everybody back up to the Bay Area where we're from. We were in San Diego for about 12 years. And we had been promoting the expo, and the Bay Area was kind of the home base for that. So it was time for us to move back. I was tired of leaving the family and going back and forth. And I would stay up here with my family for a month, and then the kids would go home. And I'd stay another month, and that was just not the way I wanted to raise my family. So I decided, cut ties, sell everything off in SoCal, and move back to the Bay Area, move back home. And it was time to look for a new gym location.
Yeah. Man, okay. So 2019, you get into here, probably going right into 2020. Oh no, like, yeah. I've heard a little bit about you, but this is a good opportunity to kind of tell everyone else, like, what was that experience like? Like, just walk us through the journey of from idea to, finding location to what happened next. Like, just talk about, what was that story like?
Well, I mean, luckily, again, working in the community with the Expo led me to this building, led me to this opportunity. We were partnering with the gymnastics, or I'm sorry, the cheerleading school that was based out of here, and they were producing an event for us at one of the Santa Clara Expos. Through that, I found that she was leaving the industry and that they had this big, beautiful building in Santa Clara, which happened to be my hometown growing up, which is super ironic. And I came to visit her numerous times. And as she was leaving, I said, I want to keep this party going. So talked to the landlady and struck a new deal. And in 2019, about July, we were under lease and starting to build out this facility.
Okay. Wow. All right. Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, so 2020, you got things going. Um, what
For a
were
minute. Yeah, we opened January 2020 and we closed down March 16th, 2020.
when and everyone was kind of going to that
For sure.
everything from, martial arts gyms to local gyms to big commercial gyms. So I can only imagine. What do you think? I mean, so many people closed down during that time.
Totally.
What do you think separated you from other people in the fitness space that were, big box owners, local boutique owners that helped you keep this place alive and to what it is today? I mean, obviously, brick by brick, you built to what you have now. But what do you think kind of helped separated you to keep things going out of that?
Sure. I mean, we had 25,000 square feet to work with, so we weren't a micro gym, which, helped us with the spacing of everything and needed items during the COVID era. We were also in a place where we had enough diversity in our offerings with the kids programming, the school programming, the gymnastics, where a lot of those programs didn't get shut down during COVID. So although the gym was closed and our CrossFit side was closed, we couldn't really service adults. Their kids in small pods were still able. So I would say we got real creative. We got really, really dynamic with the way we approached the business. And because we pivoted fast, it helped us stay alive. Now, I will say being in the expo business and working with 600 gym owners and fitness owners and service, businesses in our space, 50% of them didn't make it. So it was a trying time where we all tried to come together for each other, and I feel really honored that we were able to. But I still don't forget how many weren't able to, and we still see them at the expo every year in different facets. And a lot of them are on the rise now. There's a lot more benefit. There's a lot more positivity coming into the last couple of years. So I'm hoping that's a resurgence that we're going to see in this fitness world.
Yeah, like, I mean, I've seen that a lot in even just like local communities, from little leagues to everything. It seems like since 2020, people are one getting more comfortable being around more people, but also those those organizations that had so much people involved in them said shrunk a lot. And you probably experienced this, in the old communities you're involved in, but every year it seems to be growing and growing. I haven't never been to the expo. I've seen them, I've heard of them. Personally, I was interested in them, but never kind of just took the time to go. Tell me about, like, let's talk more about the expo. Like,
Sure.
what for someone that has never been, how would you explain what the expo is like?
So pretty unique situation. We're in 100,000 feet. We represent 30 different sports. We have athletes from all those different sports competing in live action events. So when you walk in the doors, you're immediately greeted with one of those sports just highlighting and showcasing a kid who's 4 years old to an adult who's 80 years old and everyone in between, just sharing the passion for what they have been working hard for. So as you walk in, the immediate energy hits you in the face. Then you get past, the first couple groups and you start seeing these awesome businesses and companies and the gym owners and some people that are there as vendors. And they're telling their story too. They're not all big, humongous companies. So there's a face now to the brand that you maybe are supporting on a different level. And they get a chance to really tell their story, which, it gives them a face. It gives them more than just a piece of marketing. It's really the way they can be engaged in the community. I would say the most unique thing is that majority of these sports, nobody is ever in the same room except for at the expo. So you never see power lifters in the MMA gym. You never see boxers in the CrossFit gym. Like those worlds never really overlap until this show happens. And I would say the biggest thing is again, you see the families, the energy, these communities all under one roof, and it's just a really fun 8 hour journey.
Yeah. And does the expo happen just once a year, or like how often do you do it now? And like without getting too deep into like what's next, like how much would you like to be able to do it?
For sure. Santa Clara is always going to be our home base. This is my home. It's where we started everything, and it really has been like our mainstay. We adapted to Sacramento market last year, and I would say the community opened its arms completely to us. We were really happy with the turnout. It was one of our better shows. And the big thing was just meeting a whole nother community that's only a few hours north of us that now looks forward to us, returning. So this year we're April 12th in Santa Clara, and then we're August 2nd in Sacramento.
Okay. Have you noticed anything different about like the communities within either location, or have you find that they're pretty similar, the types of people that come to those events, just in a different zip code, different area?
I would say the zip code changes, the passion doesn't. Everyone there is really passionate. In fact, we find different types of gyms. I would say there's more boutique gyms actually in the Sacramento market. A lot of gym owner operators, which I really like to work with. We went and we always do a tour of towns because we want to kind of get embedded with the community. So we drive around to businesses and we do a lot, to make sure that they feel like we're not just coming to their town and it's not a bunch of our employees. I go with my team. I enjoy that. I go shake the hands. We make sure that everybody, feels welcome at this event. And then we also want to find out more about what they do. And if we can provide a platform for them to share that, that's just a huge benefit for us.
Yeah. Yeah, I can only imagine. I'm excited to check out these events, go to it, to be a part of that. Um, I guess like what I want to ask is like, what are the types of um I totally lost my train of thought. We're gonna go ahead and cut that. While we're paused, I think that's going good. I don't know if there's any change or two. Like we don't even need to talk about like what's next. Um,
Save a little bit of that, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
we can go into it, but we probably already talked for the last like however you rolling there, 20 minutes,
17 minutes.
17 minutes. Damn, that was close. Uh,
It feels pretty good. I mean,
I think we got another 30 minutes.
yeah. Uh,
I would just talk about we already talked about the community. We talked about most of the facets of the show. I could go into depth about the history of different things, but I mean, there's a lot there we could probably say for another.
Yeah. Is there anything from your eye that you would want to include to be like, because I was trying to think of in a perspective of like, how can I softball a question that we could use for a clip? Like, or do you feel like we got plenty there that we can work with?
I think we got plenty, a little bit of jam, a little bit of.
I think the expo question where we outline the show would be a good little clip. At least it would play into.
The one I asked?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Like, what can you expect? Like, what's the vibe in this place? Like, what do we do? Because we don't really get to share that story. We get to showcase.
You need to bring your mic closer to you. Or
Am I talking too low?
No, it's just too far. It's
just far from you.
yeah, right. It's okay. We'll make it work. You want to like angle towards you.
To be honest, it sounds better if you talking directly into the mic than away from it.
Okay. So like this. Well, I'm trying to look at him, so it's gonna be.
Yeah, so the move would be like this.
So I think eventually going in the future, I think doing it that you guys facing each other with the mic still closer to you, still catch the side of your faces.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
And I was trying to read it would be.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. How do I want to transition out of this? Okay. I mean, I love hearing about the story of people that are passionate about what it is that they do. As long as I've been in the fitness space, I can easily tell between those that are doing it just to be a part of, doing it for a job, running a business, and those that are really have a bigger vision for what it is they're creating. And that's why I'm here. Like I want to help you continue to expand that, reach that vision and build out what it is that you're doing. And I know that you have a lot of things coming down the line as far as what you want to, bring to the community here in Santa Clara, as well as within the expos and the people that you're connected to, and just the opportunities that are here. So I'm excited for that. This was a good opportunity for us to kind of chat a little bit, share with your audience, the people that have already been to these shows, people that are vendors, businesses, local businesses, to get more about, understand more about you, your story. So I think this was great. Is there anything that you would kind of like to close off with that you want to share with people, with kind of what to expect when it comes to this? You know, like when people kind of see this, they're like, okay, I've never seen this before. It's the first time seeing Gabe sit down. What can, what like, what is it that you want to share with people?
So I've always been a behind the scenes kind of person. I love putting my head down and working and going in business to business, people to people. This medium is a little different than I'm used to, but I want to embrace it. I really want to share the story. And we have so many really great stories that are built into the show. We have 3,000 average athletes at these events. And what I want to do is really take this platform and give them a voice, bring them in here, help them tell their story through our story. We also have a great team. We have a staff of people that are really the fabric of how we even produce something like this. I mean, if you think about 8 months of effort and like the nuances of the city, the convention center, the promoters to businesses and permits, it's a lot to do this, and we love it. I mean, for 14 plus years, this has literally been our life. So it's time to share that in a different way. So we're definitely going to come with some new stuff. You guys are going to find out a lot about who we are, what we are, and maybe you find a different perspective of what EVO Sports has become.
That's awesome. This was great.
Thanks very much. Appreciate you guys.
Cool.